up, YouTube? It is the Dunces podcast. We got another episode today. With five of the biggest dunces of the world. We got Jordan.
What is wrong with this guy?
We got Jordan. Jordan, say what's up.
You feel me? We here to talk the business today.
Yo, that's that podcast money, bro.
Hey, yo, for real.
That's it, bro.
Then we got Isandro. Isandro, say what's good. Okay. Kev. Oh, we finally got Kev on the podcast.
Hey,
Kev,
what's up? What's goody? I miss y'all. Spotlight me real quick so they can see me.
No, you good. And then we got Dewey J over here. Johnny.
Bro, Dewey J in the building. Kevin built like a thumb, bro.
Bro, I don't even recognize Johnny. Real talk.
For real.
Hey, yo, put your thumb up. Put your thumb up, Jordan. Side by side to Kevin.
To be honest, just a little bit.
Thumbs up?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
That's okay.
We're here today to talk about some crazy news, actually. Chris Paul, man. So yesterday,
what about Chris Paul?
Hold
on, what about him?
And that the Phoenix Suns are looking to trade for Chris Paul. How y'all feel about that?
Man, get that irrelevant man out of here. He ain't winning no chip. That's what I say. Period.
Well, that would depend on which team he goes to, you know?
No, it doesn't matter.
Well, according to
great point guard. But in the playoffs, it don't matter.
They're saying that Chris Paul doesn't even want to go to the Lakers. That he wants to win by himself. Like, he doesn't think that, like, if he goes to the Lakers, he knows he's gonna win. So he doesn't want that. He wants to prove that he still got it on another team.
He don't got it
on Phoenix? Definitely not. I don't think so. What do y'all think?
I actually heard that Chris Paul wanted to go to LA, and I forgot what the other team was. There was two teams, the Lakers or another team, where he wanted to move.
Sure, wasn't the Bucks?
I don't know if it was, but I know it was LA for sure. He had an interview with Melo, and that's the team that he said.
That's okay. So now I was watching First Take today, right? I'm watching Stephen A. Smith, and he's saying that Chris Paul doesn't even want to go to the Lakers. That if there's a team that he wouldn't mind going to is possibly the Clippers. But Phoenix is the one that kind of like broke that news. That's like, all right, like we really want to build something here. We think we got something great with D-Book and DeAndre Ayton. Now they want to add Chris Paul. I think that'd be great if Chris Paul was 27, but Chris Paul is 35. So I don't think he wants to waste his talents over there in Phoenix. But what do y'all think?
I think Phoenix isn't gonna do anything, so why not? You know, I mean, he'll teach D-Book something, I'm sure. In the team.
I think a majority of the moves that we talk about, like I heard Chris Paul to the Knicks, I'm hearing Chris Paul to Phoenix. These are good moves for the team because they need a Chris Paul, as mentioned before. But on the conversely, Chris Paul doesn't need these teams. At least, especially at this age, at the age that he's in, he needs to win right now. And if he goes to a Phoenix, if he goes to a Knicks, he's not going to be doing that.
Thanks.
Oh, well, so if you look at a young team like the Suns, what does a young team usually need? They usually need a closer. Last year, Chris Paul was one of the league leaders in fourth quarter points. So with Chris Paul in the building, I mean, he's not a winner, but he's won a lot of games in his career. He knows how to play the game. He can teach the young cats how to play ball. D-Book, DeAndre Ayton, a pick and roll with DeAndre and Chris Paul could be really deadly. So, and the Suns, who knows what they can do? The Rockets are not going to be contenders anymore. If they string together a couple wins, get a good seed in the playoffs, who knows what can happen? Especially in a 72-game season, anything can happen, especially this year. So who knows?
How far would you see this Phoenix team if they get their hands on somebody like Chris Paul? Do you guys think?
I honestly see them being fifth seed, low-key.
What? Oh, my God.
I see them being fifth seed, bro.
Yo, no way. Stop disrespecting the West.
Bro, fifth, sixth seed, bro.
No way.
On God.
No way.
On God, bro.
What coach do they have? Bro, they
Monty
don't even play
Williams.
defense now. How are they going to play defense with a 37-year-old? Please tell me.
He'll be 35, actually. But
all right, well, anyways, no.
I get
Chris Paul is good for those reasons to be a vet, but they need way more than just Chris Paul. I will, like, one superstar or, like, two, like, actual starters next to him. But
this man acting like we in Jordan's era, bro. It's not a defensive league anymore. In the regular season, you need to put up points. Chris Paul will
Okay.
help that.
No way, bro. No way. They're not. All right. They'll do good in regular season, but when it comes to playoffs time, I think they'd be 7th seed best.
Maybe that's a good
But
point. But I
and
mean,
then in the playoffs, they won't go anywhere.
but this is a rebuilding
Maybe pass
team
the first
anyway.
round, that's it.
They won't.
Yo,
It's
we're
not
not
a
even going into
rebuilding
that.
team.
We're not even going into that. Look,
They're
I
like
think
on stage 3 of like the process.
I think Chris Paul on the Suns, right? It could possibly be good for like Isandro said, it'd be good for the team. But at this point of Chris Paul's career, look, Phoenix did great in the bubble. The only way they're gonna attract players is by trading for them. But there is no way Chris Paul is gonna do anything in Phoenix. So that shouldn't even be on his list. If Oklahoma City talks to them and tell them like, yo, Chris Paul, where you want to go? Phoenix should not be it. He should definitely go to the Clippers or to Miami. But if anybody else got something else they want to say, go ahead.
You know, at the end of the day, I feel like Chris Paul had something to prove. And I know with OKC was not projected to make it as far as they did or play as well as they did. And I can speak for everybody when I say that. When Russ, PG, once everybody left, everybody thought PG, OKC was going to be trash. But what he did with the young guys, his ability to score, like Johnny said, score in the fourth quarter to make those games close. That just shows he still got a lot left in him. And that age doesn't really matter. So I think wherever he goes, he's definitely gonna make an impact. But as for the Suns, though, I think they're fighting for the 6th, 7th seed in the West. It's still gonna be stacked. They'll make the playoffs for sure.
But
I
the
think
thing of
they're
Chris
still
Paul, go ahead. But the thing of Chris Paul is that he's already proven he can lead a young team. He doesn't need to do that anymore. Like Chris Paul, he has like 2-3 good years left, and he has to be on a contender. If he's not on a contender, then he'd be wasting. He'd be wasting his career.
Sandro, you gotta say something?
Well, he can go to a contender. However, he can also make a team a contender by going to that team. Personally, I feel like if he goes to a team like Milwaukee, maybe they're contenders. I don't know. They have Giannis, but Giannis is probably on his way out if they don't make any moves. But if he goes to Milwaukee, automatically that team's a contender.
Well, wait, Cap, hold on. No, because this is the thing. Because Chris Paul is still on a crazy deal. I think it has 2 more years left. And the thing is, to even get Chris Paul, you have to make a trade. And you have to give up pieces because OKC is not going to give him up for anything.
Milwaukee doesn't give up pieces to get Chris Paul. If they don't give up pieces to get something, they're going to lose their biggest asset. Because Giannis sees that Milwaukee's not going anywhere. They're in no man's land. He's walking. He's going to a Heat. They
could afford to lose a Chris Middleton in a Chris Paul trade and then sign DeMar DeRozan. Who knows?
They don't have cap space though.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
Do whatever they can to keep Giannis.
Bro, they got cap space. Bro, if you get rid of Middleton's contract, that's cap space. If you get rid of Middleton's contract,
Chris Paul makes more than him. But if you're talking about the Bucks,
you gotta spend money.
Like Oladipo or someone like that. That's younger.
The Bucks have so many options. I think they should go after, like you said, Oladipo's a great trade. But back to Chris Paul though. Look, Chris Paul, like y'all said, man, he's at a point of his career that he needs, maybe not to win like now, but basically, yeah, you got to win now. Like he's already considered one of the greatest point guards of all time, right? Is that a debate?
Nunca.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Of course, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all that is missing on his mantle is a championship. Whether he goes and goes to Lakers and he does that, all right, that's great. He's gonna win one. But if he goes to Phoenix, I doubt he gets it. He should go to a team where he knows he's needed, and he actually wants to go there. I don't think Phoenix is that team. But I think we've established that on CP3's part, right? So now, all right. So enough of that with the CP3 thing, but not really enough because now we want to talk about Milwaukee. See, Milwaukee has a few things going on with them, right? We don't know what's happening with Giannis. We don't know what's going to happen with the team around Giannis. So do you guys think that Giannis should sign that Supermax with or without a trade that Milwaukee makes in the upcoming week? Should he sign that Supermax now? What do y'all think?
I personally think Giannis, obviously, any good agent would tell Giannis to keep his options open. And also, who knows what's going to happen this season? If they lose early, if something happens, if a severe injury happens, it's really good to keep his options open. And, and also the cap might increase, so he might get more money somewhere else, but who knows?
Well, so with that though, right? All right, so let's say he's happy in Milwaukee, but what can Milwaukee do to make him even happier? What players would you guys want to see in Milwaukee alongside of Giannis Antetokounmpo, and who would you want to see out of there?
I was actually wondering about that because I was thinking about the scenarios if free agency comes up. What I mean, when free agency comes up, what does Milwaukee need to do in free agency in order to keep Giannis happy? Because at the end of the day, this is what it's about. If Milwaukee doesn't make any signings and everything goes exactly the same as last year, they're a good team, first in the East, and then early playoff exit. I don't see Giannis really staying on this team and signing a supermax unless he really cares about the money. But I think he, at this point in his career, he really wants to win. So I think it's really up to Milwaukee.
Get that bag. You saw how much money he'd be making if he signs that Superman, bro. What? If I'm him,
He'll
I'm
be
not
making a lot, but he won't be
Dude,
winning.
he's making money regardless, bro. He's Giannis. He's one of the faces of the league.
Honestly, and he's
He
still
can get money anywhere.
in his prime, and his prime is still going to go on for many,
Bro,
many
money,
years.
Yeah.
money
Yeah, he
always
has a
gonna
lot
be
of
there.
prime
For
left.
him.
I think he's trying to go for that chip. I think he knows that, like, yo, I can do this. I got the quality. I'm good.
I think you
All
guys
right.
underestimate the power of like the player now because I see Giannis doing something similar to what Kevin Durant did in like a signing trade and like because he's obviously grateful to the Bucks and he's a humble kid, well guy, young adult, young player. I feel like he's very humble, so he comes off younger than he actually is. But still get Milwaukee something in return, like a pick at least, and then and once he signs that max deal, get traded to whatever team he wants, which I'm sure any team would be willing to do because Giannis is Giannis. So I think that's a scenario, but only if Milwaukee fails to like upgrade around him, which I think they will definitely do. It's just about if it clicks, honestly. But at the same time, he has grown with a lot of the team, so I don't think they should trade away like a key member like Middleton because that's his guy. Like they've gone through the ups and downs, like the negative seasons, and then when they were like an eighth seed, and they were all young players going up against like LeBron, and I think they put them up to like they lost 4-3 in the first round, and it was like Jared Dudley. They had Jared Bayless. It was like it's just what makes them grow. So I don't think he would want to throw that away either. But it's again if it clicks.
Yeah, it's up to Milwaukee because look, they're losing. They were losing pieces. I feel like they shouldn't lose Chris Middleton. Instead, they should add. But look, they lost Malcolm Brogdon. I don't know what they were thinking when they should have kept them and added more pieces.
For
Yeah,
real.
that was a huge loss. That was a huge
Forget
loss.
Eric Bledsoe.
I mean, for Giannis, I
Brogdon
feel
was that
like
dude.
for Giannis, I feel like a best scenario. I mean, in my opinion, would be him going to a team like Miami Heat or the Raptors, because then like you see with the Bucks, 2 years in a row, you say that they're incapable of scoring when Giannis can't score. Like down the stretch, especially, it shows that they can't get buckets. Like Miami Heat, we saw what they were able to do with the young squad. Raptors, we know that they can get buckets also because they already have that establishment. I mean, Bucks. I feel like Bucks.
Raptors kind of struggled.
Chris Middleton is. I mean, he's a great player, but
He's supposed to be that guy.
he's supposed to be, but he's not that guy. He's not that guy.
Yeah.
But we saw,
Hold up.
but we saw
I
that.
think
We,
not talking about Chris Middleton because Chris Middleton literally put up like with the game that Giannis went out, he took over and he won
That's
it in
one
overtime.
game though. That's one
That's
game.
but that, no.
exactly.
But keyword,
He's done
Giannis was
multiple
out.
games, but you can't expect him to carry a whole offense. He's not a superstar. He's a good role like player to give you 20 to 15
I
points a
think
game.
that's Jordan's point though. I think
Exactly.
Chris Middleton, he's not the second. He shouldn't be your second option. If anything, he's a glorified third option.
Facts.
So who could be that second option that Milwaukee could eventually trade or sign? Technically, they can't sign anybody because they have no cap. So who can they trade for? Is it Chris Paul? Could it be Victor Oladipo? Could it be Russell Westbrook? Like we just saw today, the breaking news of Russell Westbrook wanting out of Houston. What other player or piece can they add to be that second option? Could it be Bradley Beal? What players do you guys think?
So it's interesting because Eric Bledsoe, what's the difference between Eric Bledsoe and Russell Westbrook low key in that Bucks offense?
Oh my god!
Just
Like,
stop.
bro,
Stop.
no, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Yo,
Goodness.
what's
Bro,
your
have you
address?
seen
What's
Eric
your
Bledsoe
address? What's your
play in the
address?
playoffs?
What's
Guys, let him talk. Let him talk, guys. All right.
I'm just saying.
Just ask the question. What do you mean? Let him talk.
When is Russell Westbrook? Is Russell Westbrook going to give you buckets when you need them in the playoffs? Bro, if you down 3, bro, you gonna give the ball to Russell Westbrook if you down 3?
Your
Not
star
if
player
it's
is
I mean, no,
Giannis.
but make the
No,
play.
you
Russ
not.
can make the play.
You not. But who has shown that he can get you buckets in the playoffs time in, time out? It's Chris Paul, correct? Chris Paul
Okay.
compared to Russell Westbrook.
I
So,
agree.
but the thing is, how are you gonna trade for Chris Paul? If you were to, if Bucks want to be a championship team, could they trade for Chris Paul without giving up Chris Middleton? Because we talked about how he's a glorified 3. He would be crazy nice if he's a third scorer. So
I agree with that.
I don't know, like give up what's his name?
The trade would probably be like Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, Dante DiVincenzo,
DiVincenzo, that's a good piece, and a pick.
Ilyasova. Those 4 guys you have.
I don't think Ilyasova. I don't think on the team anymore. Is
Yeah,
he?
he's on the team still. Yeah, he's
He's on the
still
team.
1 year. He's making $7 million. You trade those 4 guys.
What? That
and
much
like,
for him?
And like DJ Wilson, right? Right there, you already got like about 35 to 40 million.
Bro, that's good pieces too. That's nice pieces for OKC. That's a good team to rebuild
That's
around.
why I think it would be a good trade. Now, according to sources, Milwaukee doesn't even want to pursue that yet. Like they're still weighing their options. But Chris Paul, I think, would be an amazing like second option on that Milwaukee Bucks team. We saw it in the playoffs. They needed somebody like that. Like Chris Paul would be perfect for that team. But financially, it's still like, okay, you don't know if he'll be able to. So Kevin brought up the good point before. Victor Oladipo. No one really knows his future with Indiana. Would Victor Oladipo be a good second option on the Milwaukee Bucks team, or is he somebody else that's now considered more of a third star after his injury? How do y'all think?
When I think of Oladipo now, unfortunately with the injury, I can see him because he went from the guy in Indiana. He's probably like a second option for sure.
Probably third, to be honest.
And now with the injury, he's the third option in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because like when I think of now, since after the injury, Chris Middleton or Victor Oladipo, I'm gonna take Chris Middleton right now. To be honest, I mean you don't know what's gonna happen.
I
with
agree.
Victor Oladipo. I mean he's a great player. I love Victor Oladipo, but you don't want to take any risks.
I think on the contrary, because I think what the Bucks can do actually is get someone like Russell Westbrook or Chris Paul, and then take a flyer on Oladipo, because I don't think his value is that high in the sense you might give up a pick, but at the same time, it's kind of like a league-wide known thing that Oladipo is gonna, evaluate where he goes. That undoubtedly, I doubt he returns to the Pacers. But so I'm saying they get him for a pick, and at worst case, he doesn't turn out. But if he does find some form, you find a way to negotiate that, and you bring him back. And then just let him grow in. But I think that would actually be a perfect scenario thinking about it with Chris Paul, because Chris Paul has, 2 years left? But at the same time, you wouldn't want to keep him around for that long, or he wouldn't become as productive. His value would decrease. He would get less minutes as he gets older. So as his time goes on, because he's going to have the immediate impact, there's less stress on Oladipo. And then once a year goes by, a year and a half, and obviously the wear and tear of a whole season, Chris Paul plays less, and Oladipo steps into that role to help Giannis. I think that's a possibility.
Well, I don't know. It'd be really hard for them to get Chris Paul and Oladipo. But
You just have to buy in. They just have to buy in, and that's what they got to show Giannis.
No, when it comes to money, though, it won't. It most likely won't work.
Yeah, that's probably it's impossible.
That's already like $90 million you're giving to 3 guys, and so the money won't. Like,
honestly, just trade the whole team. Honestly, look, I'm looking at their cap. They have George Hill for $9 million next year, but it's not guaranteed, so they can clear that off the books. But even if you have to trade Brook Lopez, honestly, pay Giannis' brother at center. It's the modern NBA. Because those guys are freaks. Play him at center, and that's it. They just run it back. They have great defenders. As long as they surround themselves around shooters, they have Wesley Matthews, who was a great 3-and-D. I think he was super underrated.
Oh, he's gone though. He's leaving.
I think they should try to sign him.
He's coming to Brooklyn.
He has a player option. And then there's Kyle Korver, obviously, shooter. Pat Connaughton, he played pretty nice.
Yeah, but you're talking about players that are gonna be
those. They just need to be 3-and-D guys to fill out the roster. That's what I'm saying. As long as you get those 4 guys, I think they can do it. If the Warriors made it work somehow, money wise. I think the Bucks have like a young GM, so they could make it work.
Hold on, but wait, the Warriors made it work though because the salary cap that increased that year, and when they signed Durant, what's his name, Curry was still like on his second deal, so he was making like $12 million, so he wasn't even making that much. So the Warriors made it work financially because of the spike and because of the TV revenue they were gaining. So that's completely different than Milwaukee because Milwaukee isn't getting that same recognition that a team in LA.
It doesn't matter. The owner said
But
he's willing to go over the luxury.
Also,
tax.
Warriors, bro, you got to spend money to win in this league. Warriors spent the
Exactly.
most money in luxury tax in NBA history that year of Kevin Durant. They loaded up
won.
on luxury tax.
Look, I
You
get
gotta
what
win.
y'all are saying, but look, you're in a small market team in Milwaukee. Yes, he's gonna get televised because you got Giannis there, but you're asking to trade for Chris Paul, Victor Oladipo. That's 90-something million right there. You only have enough to sign just straight minimum players. And players,
That's fine.
yeah, sure.
That's fine.
But you say that's fine, but look at the free agency class. We don't have a good class this year. So what players
Bro,
you can sign?
honestly, look.
We got a good
'cause
class.
look,
This
if
is
you
a
look
good
at the
class.
Raptors, I think the Raptors and the Heat are prime examples. Look at Duncan Robinson's contract. How much does he make? I think he
Yeah, but
barely
these are
makes $1
gems
million.
that they found.
Okay.
They made
But what I'm
good.
saying is, hey, Middleton wasn't a great player when the Bucks found him, but again, they got him. But great
But
players like Chris Boucher.
you're asking these guys to get better in one season with already great team players. Chris Middleton got better as time went on. He didn't get better.
They don't need
just
to
one
hold
year
on, hold on.
after the next.
They don't need to be great, Jay. They just need to be role players. That's it. Rebound the ball, run the floor, make it open three. That's
I get what you're saying.
There's plenty of guys willing in the league to do that, especially young guys that are coming in.
I get what you're saying, but a lot of these players are trying to get paid though. So you're not you're
A lot
telling
of them aren't though. I mean, a lot of them still have a lot to prove. So that's
Bruh.
that
Players going
Ask
for the
every
money,
G
bro.
leaguer. You would think every G leaguer will take
yeah, but
1
okay,
year, $5 million,
saying
or a 3 year for $1 million each
But
year.
you're saying it on the player's perspective. We're talking about the team perspective. If the team doesn't believe in you, like immediately, there's
Word.
no reason why they would sign you.
It's a business, yo. It's a business.
Yeah, it's all a
Well,
business.
it's a
You're not gonna-
flyer. You can either cut it. It's most of those $1 million deals like that are like vet minimums or like the rookie contracts. They're not that guaranteed. They don't have that many guarantees.
All right,
It's
so
crazy.
Wait,
Sign
hold on.
someone
else.
Let Isandro say something because he looked like he want to say something right now.
I've been trying to say something because this whole conversation has been about Kevin trying to make it work between getting two players.
all I know is I would make it
no,
work on 2K.
this not even gonna work. I don't even know why we spent so much time on that.
What I want to talk about is what Kevin was talking about before he made these claims. He was talking about Oladipo. So, Kevin, do you think that Oladipo would be a better fit for the Milwaukee Bucks than Chris Paul?
No, I think he
What
would
you
be
were
a good
saying
complement piece. But if Oladipo was
You were
to
saying how
succeed on any
Oladipo would
team,
be a second option, and Middleton would be a third option. Is that
Bro,
that was-
no.
no. I think Oladipo on any team would have to go to a team where he can have the ball in his hands and not just sit in a corner, but also where he doesn't have that much stress on him.
like a good balance,
So,
right?
Exactly. So he needs that balance in the sense because what he did best on the Pacers, where he would just take the ball and ISO and just drive in or pop from the mid range and boom, that was his bread and butter. So to get back to that, he's only like 28, 29. He's not that old.
But he
got
had a
time on
pretty
his side.
significant injury though, and that injury is not one to play with.
Bro, he
There's
got
so
time on
many-
his side. If Paul George came back,
What was the injury?
That's all
For
they can do.
clarification. What was
His
it?
injury, I forgot exactly what it was, but it was the same injury Tony Parker got. But after Tony Parker Tony Parker was older though, so like he was able to use his body differently. But that injury really affected Oladipo because Oladipo really thrived with his athleticism.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was ACL.
No, it was like closer to his
You know what? We got Google.
like
his quad,
yeah,
like
something
the
like
muscle.
that. But there's so many questions with Oladipo because he's never really been a consistent 3-point shooter, right? He relied on his athleticism,
Mm-hmm.
and his athleticism is severely hampered with this injury.
Yeah.
So there's no really contending team that's going to take that money risk with him right now. And if you are going to sign him, might as well just wait till free agency. You could possibly.
It's not a huge money risk though. It's only $20 million.
We're talking about
most
his
superstars.
We're talking about his play, and plus teams have lost money this year. Like no one's taking risk on guys anymore. They can't afford
How
it
much
because
do you
of
think his
COVID.
play is going to drop off? That it becomes a risk. You think it's?
Oh,
gonna be-
you saw him in the bubble, bro. He was
Yeah.
a liability to the Pacers in the bubble, bro. He was a liability on the court. I
Yeah,
mean, I know he just came back, but still.
Look, I think with Milwaukee, a good trade or a perfect offseason for them would probably be trying to get Oladipo and a Robert Covington type and just a solid point guard and like a point guard like, I don't know, anybody. I don't. You could just say George Hill for now. So George Hill, Victor
Van Vliet.
Oladipo, Middleton. Nah, Van Vliet's gonna beat him. You
VanVleet's
saw the
not
podcast with
nah.
JJ. He's trying to get paid, bro.
Trying to get
He is
paid.
trying to get paid.
Nice.
So like imagine that. Like imagine George Hill, Oladipo, Middleton, Rocco, and Giannis. Like that team could definitely compete in the East. And
how's that gonna make Giannis stay, bro? Giannis trying to win.
So that's my point though. That's a good enough team to probably be great in the regular season, but no, there isn't anybody on that team that, and besides Giannis, that's gonna scare me enough to be like, oh yeah, they're definitely gonna win the championship next season because they can't. It has to either be Chris Paul, a Bradley Beal type player, or that's it. Like those are only players that are available in the market. So what can Milwaukee do?
I think Westbrook.
What? Come on.
So here's the thing.
Like
There's so much more.
Go for it.
There's so much more than just getting players because remember, after Giannis unfollowed everyone on the Bucks, he took a private meeting with the owner. And in that meeting, the owner promised Giannis that he would make that best team a contending team. If Giannis comes in the building, bro, and he got what? Rocco, bro, that's not that like how does that improves Giannis' trust with the organization that they want the best for him winning wise?
Well,
so you got to make a splash. We're not talking about Victor Oladipo. We're talking about Russell Westbrook, bro. We're talking about Chris Paul. Teams that can
Thompson.
All right, bro. But players that can make a huge DeMar DeRozan, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
no way.
I don't think DeRozan would
I don't
work
think
there.
that would work.
He's very similar to
bro.
Middleton.
It's a splash. It's a splash, and the Bucks are interested in DeMar DeRozan. But it's one of those things like, bro, just get hoopers, bro. Just get people who can hoop.
I understand.
Well, like we were saying, yeah, Chris Paul, as Jason was saying, those kind of guys that would, like, you don't get a Chris Paul or a Bradley Beal type player. You get other players who aren't as good. It's not going to make a difference. They're not. Who are they going to beat in the East?
Yeah. You get Chris Paul and sign 3-and-D players for the rest of the season. Fill out the roster, bro. That's a championship team, bro.
Yeah,
there you go. So we're all in agreement. There you go.
I agree. Look, I think Milwaukee is in such a what's the word I'm looking for?
Precarious position, maybe.
Yeah, such a weird position right now because they have a great player in Giannis, who still has so many faults to his game. We're talking about a back-to-back 2-time MVP, a player that probably should have won the championship in those two seasons. Definitely this season because they had a really great team. They just underperformed.
This is the bubble, bro.
Yeah, and look, Giannis is great. But you see in the playoffs that they expose him so much. So it's sure, this organization needs to get other players around him to better complement him. But at some point it's like, all right, Giannis, you gotta get better at something, or else you can't just keep blaming on the organization or your team around you. You gotta get better at some things too.
I feel like they've been saying that for years. Oh man, Giannis he's scary. All he needs to do is learn how to do this. And it's been like that for 3 years.
Yeah. And
but come on, guys. We know players got to learn how to win, bro. It's the same thing with LeBron. You
got to learn how to win.
In his LeBron's early years, we'd be having the same podcast about LeBron right now. You just got to learn how to win. LeBron didn't learn how to win until he got to Miami with D Wade. Chris Paul can be that guy for Giannis. But the Bucks organization needs to get that guy. Yes, he can.
I agree.
Yes, he can.
I agree.
I'm saying LeBron knew how to win.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
No, look at the Mavericks. We're not doing this again, guys.
No, bro, we're not. We know.
Cavs team to a finals.
All right.
So getting to a
We're
finals.
getting off topic, guys. Giannis, Chris Paul.
Yeah,
that's what would work.
That's for sure.
And I like the point because when you think of Giannis, it's pretty much like this. You have, like, I'm gonna have the ball. I'm Giannis. I'm gonna get the ball. The first 3 quarters, I'm gonna dominate, and I'm gonna get you this lead. But what he needs is somebody in the fourth. I'm like, all right, I'll give you the ball, dominate. Help me out. Because the thing is, Giannis got exposed, obviously, because he's going to drive in. He can't drive in on a triple team.
Exactly.
And you saw what the Bucks did. They struggled to get a layup. They struggled so much to develop something offensively. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Giannis, you're good. You want to be loyal to your team. I guess stay. But if you want to go in a better situation, we got Miami Heat. Straight up buckets and ballers over there. great team all around, great depth. So I don't really know.
But here's
I
what-
like that where he moves to somewhere else. I don't really like him staying.
But here's what's scary about Miami Heat, because we kind of had this situation before with the Boston Celtics, and I'm not comparing Kyrie with Giannis, but we had a young team that overachieved, Boston Celtics, right? They got that superstar free agent, and the team was never the same. They never gelled. I know Kyrie, Giannis, and Giannis are not the same, but could there be something where Giannis kind of underdevelops some of these young stars? You know what I'm saying?
I get
Like,
what you're saying, but look, you're talking about Kyrie Irving, right? And I know you're not comparing them, but in this case, right, you got Kyrie Irving on a Boston team where he got injured, and the team blossomed because they played well together, because ball movement and all that stuff. Giannis, though, if he goes to Miami, Giannis would be a part of that ball movement because that's what he's great at: ball movement, defense, and sure, it would be a little like at first, maybe the first few months, it'll be like a learning curve.
It'd be hard
But
to
I
gel
think-
Jimmy Butler and Giannis. Yeah,
I think it'd be a lot easier for Giannis to be gelled with that team, not just Jimmy Butler, with that team. They got snipers, bro. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, bro. That
Jay
And Jimmy,
Crowder on the
and
right.
Jimmy Butler, like he is that player. He's not a selfish player. He's that
Mhm.
player to you know
Yeah,
to
he would
relax
be.
the first 3 quarters, and then fourth quarter, I bet give me the ball. I'm gonna dominate. Let me get
Yeah.
you
He
some.
would be perfect. They
So-
packed the paint on
Facts.
Giannis. They just
Yeah.
Bro.
dish it out to Duncan
Giannis-
Facts.
Robinson Euro.
Giannis don't have to score in the fourth quarter, and more importantly, bro, Giannis fits the Miami Heat culture so much, bro. He's literally like, Jimmy Butler was that star last year. Giannis is even more so because he had to get it from the mud even more than Jimmy Butler, bro.
Yeah.
Like living in Greece, so he totally understands the culture. Yeah,
So,
never mind.
so Milwaukee kind of, this scenario, if Milwaukee
Yeah,
fails
tough.
and what they got to do to keep Giannis and Giannis leaves, I guess we're all in agreement that if Giannis leaves, best team for him it's got to be the Heat, right?
Yeah, hands down.
Yeah. Well, there's no other team.
Oh, facts. That's not
If,
even a
if it's
question.
not them, I know Jeremy would be like, "Yo, it's the Warriors." But no, it's
Jeremy
Miami.
tries to get everybody
Jeremy,
in the
be
league.
quiet, bro.
He
Jeremy,
would
be
be-
quiet,
he would be nice on the Warriors, but
bro. I know
that's
Jeremy's
OP,
saying
that's
this.
OP.
Jeremy talking about the Warriors now. Be quiet,
No,
Jeremy.
I like the Raptors. The
He's not
Raptors.
saying anything right now.
No, the Raptors.
Raptors are a great team.
I agree with Jordan,
they get
but
Van
only
Vliet.
I agree with Jordan only if they re-sign Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, if not,
Oh
no.
yeah, he ain't staying, bro.
Yeah, nah, he's trying to
Yeah,
get
that
Nah.
money.
I'm not
But
paying
you know
Fred
what?
VanVleet big money.
I think Giannis, what we've never seen him like play with is a good someone who can, where he's the roller or the popper in a pick and roll.
Chris Paul, bro.
That's why
Like
Chris
him
Paul would
in a
be so
pick and roll
big.
is deadly
He's
because
green.
no one can guard him on, like when he's running to the rim. And then if someone like even if it's Westbrook or Chris Paul, the defenders have to be wary of them, like driving in. Yeah,
Chris
that would
Paul-
I'm just
I mean,
imagining it. Like that would
Russell
be amazing.
Westbrook wouldn't be a bad option either. Like,
Pick and roll.
Westbrook-
Westbrook is him and Steven Adams. Imagine with Giannis. Oh my
oh,
god.
he can hit a nice mid range too. And defensively, bro, Russell Westbrook, sheesh. Like, imagine getting
Bro, championship on Cat, bro. Championship on G.
say cap one more
If,
time.
if he's healthy, if he's
Look,
healthy.
man, Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry that I had to say
We're
this.
not talking about hello.
Don't
No,
work
I'm not
anywhere.
even gonna let you finish.
Russell
I'm not
Westbrook won't work anywhere, bro. He's going to the Knicks and he's gonna do nothing for them too. So
I would like to see him on the Knicks
That's
though,
crazy.
to get that
That's crazy.
spotlight.
Coming from a Nets fan because they're not even winning the chip. But that's a whole different podcast.
Yo,
bro, the Nets are taking it over, bro.
I can't believe y'all did one without me. Anyways,
That was your fault, to be honest. But
what do you mean? How is that my fault,
anyway.
Oh,
So-
Kevin, you're not doing the football.
Finally,
bro?
I'm gonna just say, look, about Russell Westbrook and about the Nets. Listen, Russell Westbrook going to the Knicks. The Nets are going to take it all, but that's the end of the discussion. All right, so we appreciate you all for joining us here today on the Dunces podcast, talking about CP3, talking about Russell Westbrook, about Milwaukee. So many things going on in the NBA, and the season is in its most chaotic state. We're waiting for the draft. We're waiting for free agency. Also, the Thunder got a new head coach, but that's not important. But we're just going to end it off here. So we thank you all for joining. Please like, subscribe, and hit that like button. Everybody, the Dunces, say peace out, yo.
Hey, they call me Dewey J in Jersey.
No, we don't.
I'm a-
Subscribe, like, and comment.
Peace out, guys.